Com brought to you by Patrick Eads and the staff at Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for Cars. GT Car, his crew, at Supple's Building and Remodeling. Supple's Flowers, the home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stocker Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. Senior Benefits. Premier Automotive. Dirk Sterner Taxidermy. The Oxyoke Inn and the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. Doing remodeling and also plumbing. Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions. Here's Tom Suter and Pat Harty from Hawkfanatic.com in this abbreviated Hawkfanatic segment. We're getting done
like
about
9:30.
No, 10:15.
9:17.
Okay,
something like that.
All right. What's going on?
I got Police Reports Hall of Fame, and I want to leave.
Okay, it's fine with me.
Yeah.
No, I was when you said abbreviated, I thought maybe you were talking like a half an hour.
No,
like when we first started.
Wasn't that?
It was a half an hour when we first started. Then it grew to an hour, and then now sometimes it's 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It's like a cancer.
It's like, it's like a rash.
All right,
let's don't go that extreme. It's more like a rash.
Okay.
Let's start off with a quiz. How many bowl games are there in the next 2 days? Captain Steve, would you like to venture?
144.
I'll say 8.
8 in the next 2 days.
11.
That's closer. 13 games in the next 2 days.
All right. And most of them I probably will have no interest in watching or discussing, so let's move on.
You may want to discuss USC Texas A&M, which is today at 9:30 tonight.
I don't know if I'll be wanting to discuss it at 9:30 tonight.
And then tomorrow you got Boston College, Nebraska.
I'll give that a look for a while.
And you got Miami of Florida versus Iowa State.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Is Cam Ward playing?
I don't know.
I haven't.
I've seen.
I think I would have heard if he wasn't. But that could be a good game.
Yeah. Well, we'll be heading south by then, so we'll at that point. So if we can find it on the radio, we'll listen to it. And if we can't find it on the radio, then we won't listen to it. Very, very simple equation.
That's usually how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's a. What are the other
games?
Well, what tomorrow?
UConn and North Carolina.
Yes, well, what'll be interesting about that is they'll just be talking about Belichick the whole time.
Yeah.
My guess is he'll be there in the press box or something.
Probably.
I just wonder if Belichick's going to treat the college media, the North Carolina media, as rudely and as standoffishly as he did the NFL media. Because to me, if he does, that'll be a bad look. I mean, it was bad enough doing it to NFL media.
He's just so sour.
He was just really rude, cold. But that got to be more of his shtick in the NFL, and he was so dominant. But if he goes there and they're not great, and he's just not answering anything and just being standoffish, that'll be a PR disaster. If you have, I'm guessing he's going to lighten up a little bit. I'm not saying he's got to be, the nicest coach in the world or whatever, but at New England, I felt sorry for those media people trying to interview him.
I mean, does he have any sense of humor whatsoever?
He does. Yes, he does. I've seen him. Yes, he does. I think a lot of that was just an act because he just doesn't like the media.
Well, I imagine the North Carolina media will be a little easier to deal with.
I'm sure they'll be easier, and they'll be intimidated, and they'll be in awe. I mean, there'll be a lot of that. I mean, I'm sure there'll be a lot of hero worship from some of their media because there's a lot of that in the media now. There's a lot of just fandom.
So that game starts at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Okay.
UConn, North Carolina. That's followed, actually, at the same time, only an hour later, start Boston College and Nebraska at the Pinstripe Bowl.
I did watch that. I watched the end of that bowl game, the 6 overtimes. That was fun. It was Toledo versus Pittsburgh, who had lost 5 in a row. I didn't care about the game until it got into the overtimes, and all of a sudden they played 6 overtimes. It was hilarious watching. That overtime rule is so bizarre, where they just do 2-point conversions after the second overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And they just both kept converting them, and then finally Toledo had stormed the field twice thinking they had won. One got erased by a penalty. The other got erased by, I believe, a timeout, or I can't remember. There was 2 different reasons why. But then the third time they finally got to storm the field, and they won. But it was a wild game.
I'd like to sneak in and talk about that for a minute.
All right, Tommy Lang, welcome to the
For a
studio.
minute there? Can you throw me the headphones over there so
Welcome
I can hear?
back to the
If the
studio.
captain,
Hi.
look at my butt while I'm doing this, because I have strong feelings about that. I watched that game too. So Pittsburgh's got the second overtime. Toledo's kicked a field goal. They're up by 3, and then Pitt's got the ball. They get down to a 4th and 1. Instead of going for it, which is you got to score on one play from the 1, they kick the field goal to go to another overtime, where they now have to score in one play from the 3, and Toledo has a chance to match.
You were listening to the color guy just bitching about that the whole time.
Oh, no, did he? I had it on
God.
mute. I was working on other
The
stuff.
answer's simple. If they wouldn't have converted that 4th and 1, or the game's over. You kick a field goal, you got a better chance of the game's over if they don't convert it.
Well, the game's over if you lose in this third overtime. I mean,
But
you
still,
don't
though,
get extra
you get another opportunity in the third overtime, whereas if you
to do
don't
the same thing you were trying to do, though.
But if you don't do it, it's over.
yeah,
Because the other team had scored it. That's the reason they didn't do it. They were kicking field goals to hang in there, to
but
keep
you
hanging
don't
in
get
there.
anything for playing a third overtime.
Another opportunity. Whereas if you don't
Well, what's
convert
that worth, though? I mean,
but if
you're
you don't
trying to win the game, right?
All I'm saying is if you don't convert that on the 1 yard line, it's over because the
game's
other team had already kicked the field goal. That's their logic. Is all I'm
Yes.
saying. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but it's pretty simple to understand the other team's logic.
I just think it's if you had a better statistical chance to score from the 1 than you do from the 3.
Not necessarily.
And they get another chance to tie you.
Not
whereas they don't in this.
Not necessarily though. I mean, I haven't seen any study. A lot of times it's hard because there's less room to operate from the 1 than there is the 3. But no, I thought the color guy made his point, and you can argue that. But after a while, he needed to give it up. He just kept bitching about it. And
Well, I don't think they have their A squad.
And I
working
think
the
the
Detroit
announcer
Bowl.
was. I think the color guy or the play-by-play guy was like, okay, yep, let's kind of. But no, that was when I said to myself, okay, I see his point. Third, but if he doesn't make that from the 1, the game's over because the other team was leading. That's why it made sense. They were hanging in there. They were playing not to lose at that point.
Yeah.
That was a Kirk Ferentz kind of decision. I could see. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it
as
doesn't.
you said, it gives them another
Opportunity, even though it comes from the 3. But if you don't make it from there, it's over because the other team has already
scored.
Yeah, that's the
Probably
logic.
like that debate. Like, do you go for 2 when you're down 15, or the first or the second?
No,
touchdown?
I don't. I'm not big into chasing points. I don't understand why teams go for 2, like in the first, second, third. Or I don't get that.
They have equations for all that.
Well, I mean, when you're down 15 late, you're down 15
if
in
you're
the
down
fourth quarter.
15
Do you go
late,
for the 2 first, or do you go for the 2 after the second touchdown? I've seen both sides of that one too.
Yeah, I know. You could argue either case. I mean, I don't know. It's just.
Well, in any event, it was.
Thank you for indulging me. I
In
will not
any
go work on
event,
Thursday.
it was Pitt,
But it was-
Toledo,
it was
and it was
fun to
exciting.
watch.
It was fun to watch. Yeah.
And these guys made some spectacular plays to
They
keep
do.
this game going, even from the 3 yard line. It was amazing the plays that they were making.
They do.
But it was fun. That's interesting that Tommy brought up the same argument that a color guy was on Tommy's side. He didn't understand why they would not go for it, and I get it. I get that side of it. But all I'm saying, the answer's simple. Well, if you don't make it, it's over because that other team had already kicked the field goal to win or to go
Exactly.
ahead. That's the only reason.
Hello.
I just want to make a comment, Pat, that I kind of agree with what you're saying, and because the play before that from the 2 yard line, I forget they did some weird, I don't know if it was a handoff reverse one side, and he was wide open, and he overthrew him from the 1 yard line.
Yes, he did. That was wasn't that a tight end throwing to, or I don't think that wasn't their normal quarterback throwing to a normal receiver, but it worked great. They just didn't execute. The guy was wide open.
It was a pass to the defensive lineman
Yes.
that they put in to be eligible.
Yeah, and he looked like a defensive lineman trying to catch a ball over his head. It was not well thrown, but man, what a great play call. It just didn't work.
I mean, from that distance, if you're that's why, because you couldn't just pull it off when you had somebody wide open right there.
Yeah, no, it was, and I think had that been a quarterback and a tight end, they wouldn't have been as open there because the defense would have been more aware of what was going on. But boy, it had fooled the defense. They just didn't execute.
And actually, man, a lot of the bowl games, for what people are always complaining, but they haven't been bad games.
Didn't you enjoy those overtimes? I sat there, stood in front of my TV for the 15 minutes. I'm like, God, this is hilarious watching it.
The only really bad games have been the playoff games.
Yeah, really, so far, yeah.
and the Bears Seahawks last night.
I didn't even watch. What channel was it on?
The Prime.
Oh, that's why I didn't watch. I didn't even care. I don't want the Bears. They've lost, 10 in a
I
row?
watched Rutgers and K-State into like a 46-42 shootout.
And that was a good game, too.
I watched that. That was fun, man. I couldn't believe how bad Kansas State's defense was in the first half. I even texted Michael Loss. I was stunned at how bad Kansas State was playing because I don't think Rutgers' offense is that good.
Didn't they give up 34 points in the first half?
They gave up 41 overall, but boy, I'll tell you, they made adjustments at halftime, and Kansas State came out, and that little running back, that transfer from Colorado, he had 196 yards, I think, and Kansas State ended up winning 9 games. Even though some will say it was a bad season, they won 9 games. They went 9-4. They did what Iowa was trying to do on Monday.
I think it's. I'm going to take Iowa 23-20 Monday.
That's
okay.
I could see that score.
I think we'd all take that right now.
So anyway, guys, have a good New Year. And
You
all
too.
that.
Same to you.
Hey,
Happy
same
holidays,
to you, man.
I don't have a feeling right now about the game at all. I don't have a feeling either way about who's going to win. Now, I haven't been dwelling on it. It's still, 4 days away? 3 days away? What's
3
today?
days.
Friday? 3 days away?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really have a feeling either way. It
Well,
wouldn't
actually,
surprise me
we're
either
kind
way.
of 4 days because it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Game's on Monday, right?
Monday at 1:30.
So
And then-
kind of 4
Hey, what a
days.
great time to schedule that men's game. Huh? I don't think we'll have anyone there. I can't. I mean, I know I've got someone down there covering the game for us, but I still got a lot of work to do. The game will just be ending. The game will end about 4:30, between 4:30 and 5.
Yeah.
What time's the men's game start?
6:30.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's just I'm just not going to be. I won't be done. So I'm not sure. I'm not. And Dallas isn't. He's not going to be around. So I don't know if we're going to have anyone at the men's game. So I'll have to do that from home on my own after finishing all the football coverage. Because I mean, I've got a guy down there covering the game, but I still have a lot of stuff I got to do too. But why are they playing on the same day? Well, I guess you don't know what
They
bowl
don't
game.
know.
I know you don't know what bowl game you're going to get into, but
That's it.
it's unfortunate.
It is.
It's how many people you think are going to be there Monday for a 2-12 New Hampshire? Are they 2-12 now? They were 2.
I think they've won 2 games.
I know they were 2-12 the last time I looked. How many people you do think will be there Monday? You think there'll be 5?
4.
Hello.
Hello. Probably around 4,000 or 5,000.
Yeah.
Now, I was wondering, in the overtimes, don't you have to go for 2 points in the second overtime?
It's either second or third. I'm not sure which one it is.
I think it's the second one. And then after that, in the third, you have to go for 2 points for all of them.
Well, that's all it is 2-point conversions
Yeah.
after the second one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember once when Northwest Missouri State had 7 overtimes, but they were the regular overtimes, and that game took 7 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is the record 9 overtimes, or is there?
Wasn't that Penn State and Illinois? Didn't they have a?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long was that?
I thought it was 8 or 9, something
Too
like that.
long.
Well, I know I watched the Northwest Missouri State one because that's where I graduated from. And I watched that one, then I had to go and do something, and so I put it on to tape it. So I took off, and I thought, oh, my goodness, I forgot to put a time. It was probably running into something else. I came home, and they were still playing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those games.
That was a long, long game.
Yep.
And but I thought that Toledo game, Toledo went flying out there twice before they finally won.
Yeah, well.
But I can understand people not going for, like he was saying, well, you go. The color guy kept yelling. I kept wondering, well, a lot of times they're all bunched up, and people from the 1 yard line can't even get in. So
Yeah.
I've seen where they'll go 4-on-1 and still don't get in
No.
on the 4th down. So
Yeah.
you might as well take what points you can get.
There you go. I agree.
So anyway, well, you guys have a good day. It looks like it's a little rainy out.
A
But,
little bit, but it sure could be worse, Karen.
well, it was foggy last night.
It was terribly fun.
I mean, it was really foggy.
well, it's
Okey-doke.
better
Well,
today.
We'll see you.
All right.
You take care.
You too,
Bye.
Karn. Yeah, yesterday was, just so unseasonably warm, but I couldn't believe it. Yesterday it looked like Halloween.
So the question, what in the world is Game Above? That's the sponsor for the bowl game that Pitt and Toledo played in?
I have no idea.
Steve, do you have any idea?
I'm looking right.
I miss Motor City. I liked it when they called it the Motor City.
Or the Quick Lane
Quick
of the
Lane
last
was
few
one of my
years?
favorites. Motor City.
Game above.
And I'll tell you, I know
six-
Pittsburgh wanted to win too, but boy, those Toledo players really wanted to win that game. It was kind of neat seeing them get to celebrate for the third time. But Pitt started 7-0.
Yeah.
They were ranked I don't know how high they climbed, and then they lost their last 6 games.
That's just incredible.
Game Above is a successful, multifaceted brand that includes charitable giving, capital investment, sports entertainment, and media ventures.
So venture capitalists, probably?
There is
Wide range of things.
Game Above College of Engineering and Technology. World-class experiences in engineering, cybersecurity.
God, some of these bowl games, though, I've seen, there's hardly anybody in the stands.
No.
For some of them. There's nobody there. Toledo, there were some people there. Toledo's an hour from Detroit, so
Yeah.
obviously they had a good showing there. But, man, what was it, the Idaho Potato Bowl? They played it on the blue field, and it didn't look like there was
That is so ridiculous.
It didn't look like anyone was there. And the
No.
bowls they do in Hawaii, yes, it's great to go to Hawaii, but there's nobody nobody goes and watches the games. I mean, if you're in Hawaii, do you want to?
Do you know how many birds die on that
Yeah.
damn blue field?
And then some team, I think it's Eastern Washington, has a red field.
They do.
Yeah, there's just bright red.
That's even worse.
It just was weird. Just like I don't like Oregon's basketball court with
No, not at all.
the evergreen trees. It's just stupid. But I'm old-fashioned.
I do not disagree.
Crusty.
All right, so next question. Another game yesterday, Arkansas State and Bowling Green. What is 68 Ventures?
Wasn't that a song by? Oh wait, no. That 69 Love Affair.
69 Love Affair.
Is that Paul Davis?
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Paul
You guys,
Davis.
I bet you guys love yourself a little Paul Davis.
Do-wop, diddy-wop, diddy-wop, do.
Why do I do this to myself?
He's dead.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I think.
What
I think
killed
he
him? His
died.
music? That was mean. No, didn't he die of a heart? No, I may be getting him mixed up with Robert Palmer. Robert Palmer died of a heart attack
Yeah.
really young,
Yes.
right? Wasn't nuts on his music either.
Well, I
but
think Paul Davis is also
was his a heart attack?
joined the choir Invisible. That I don't know, but
Yeah, he died in 2008.
Of a heart attack?
Let's see. Heart attack.
Wow.
60 years old.
God, my age.
so 68 Ventures. What do you venture capitalists
Venture
again?
capitalist reviews. Somebody who takes money and tries to make more money out of it.
Yeah.
And they
ends
usually
up-
do.
Yeah, and screws everybody else. Let's see, 68 Ventures.
So, yeah.
It's an investment company out of California.
So, yeah, it's just what we thought it was.
Yeah.
It's interesting that a lot of these companies like that, hedge funds, are getting more and more involved in sports.
It's actually got a lot of offices in California. It's in Daphne, Alabama.
Oh, and then the game was in Mobile, so
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah. I wonder if some of these big companies like that do these bowl games too. And I'm not saying it's as for tax reasons. Do you think they do?
I think they do, and it's also very good advertising.
It is good advertisement. No, I'm glad that they do them. I mean, do I think there's too many bowls? Yes, but that's the biggest problem I have to deal with right now is too many bowls, and I'll be okay. I do think there's too many. There's just, too many teams get into bowls.
Well, I
You
agree
got
with
5
you.
and 7 versus 6 and 6 in mid-December.
I mean, we've had bowls going on for 2 weeks now.
I know, and they're just And
Now, but we are getting into some. Those are the Game Above Sports Bowl, 68 Ventures Bowl. Those don't get the blood boiling, the names. But at least today you've got the Holiday Bowl, which has some kind of a history.
who's in the Holiday Bowl?
Syracuse and Washington State. Then you got the Liberty Bowl, which has some history.
Who's in that?
Arkansas, Texas Tech. Armed Forces Bowl, Navy versus Oklahoma. Are you going to give
I'd watch a little bit of that and cheer for Navy.
a raspberry to Armed Forces, Mr.
No,
Harty?
I would not do that. Not to the Army. Navy's actually kind of fun to watch. They have such a unique style. But
They do.
I would cheer. But Oklahoma, what are they, 6 and 6? They don't even deserve to be in a
No.
bowl.
Okay. Bernard in our chat room on our app. Hawkfanatic is being abbreviated because Steve wants to leave. Never mind what the listeners want.
Yes. But tell him that Pat wants to leave even more.
Well, actually, you have another piece of programming you have to do.
Is it it's
And
the
if
Hall
this
of
goes
Fame?
on, yeah.
It's and that the Hall of Fame, and that's just you can't.
No, I think
You
you
can't
guys
mess with
no.
that.
I will give up my whole day.
I can live without
and-
those 15 minutes.
I will give up my whole day and have you guys go till 11:50.
No.
No, if Bernard wants it,
No.
that great listener Bernard.
Where do I matter?
That's probably not even his real name.
Jesus, I've had it. Seriously.
Where's Hunter?
I'm not posting anything. I've had it with social media.
Where's Hunter?
Huh? Hunter's off today. I gave Hunter.
Every time I turn around, Hunter's off now. He's turned into the new Suter. What the hell?
Hey, I've been here for a hell of a long time.
At least a couple of weeks, haven't you?
Well, I wasn't here yesterday.
You're like one of those NBA guys on a 10-day contract. You just go up and down.
There you go.
Hunter's got a day off, which means what? Straight through May
Yeah.
when he gets back.
Yeah, we're doing it. I don't think are we doing any show tomorrow?
That's it. I'm just an independent contractor who's the last to know. Are we? Is he here?
Well, I
No,
hope you
he's
are
not
because
there.
I will be listening.
I mean, if you want me to come
on
in,
the KCJJ app
so
on our way.
who would it be? You, me, and Hunter?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your call.
I don't care.
That's fine. I mean, we'll have more exciting bowl stuff to talk about. That stuff coming out of Nashville yesterday was riveting, wasn't it? Now, there was some news. Unfortunately, Logan Jones has a broken thumb.
And that is too bad.
And Tyler Ellsbury he'll do okay. He's not Logan Jones, but he'll be okay. I mean, he's got experience, and it's just I feel bad. At least Logan knows it's not his last game as a Hawkeye since he's already announced he's coming back. That was pretty much the only. Wasn't that the only anything close to news?
Didn't Jennings Dunker officially?
Well,
say
yeah,
it
but that was
coming?
never,
We knew.
I mean, we already knew. I mean, now it's news when guys don't do any. When they don't leave now. I mean, I hadn't really given it much consideration. I mean, that he was going to leave because I hadn't heard any rumblings of it, and he hadn't given any indication that he was thinking about. And I don't want to sound like I'm not trying to rain on anyone's parade. Most these guys are coming back. Yes, they like Iowa football, but they're coming back because of what they heard. I think from NFL people too.
Yeah,
that's why that's fine.
And I think the NIL checks help
The
a
NIL
little
helps,
bit.
just like Ethan Hurkett said. The NIL
Yep.
checks definitely help. But if any of these guys thought they were going in the first, second, probably third round, they'd be gone. And that's no knock on Iowa football. That's just life.
And that I would be too if I were
Yes,
them.
I would be too, especially playing the kind of sport they play.
I just called Bernard a dick in the chat.
Wow.
You have the power to remove Bernard.
You're like Elon. You're KCJJ's Elon.
I've had it.
You're so you admit that you're sort of like our Elon?
I am. Yeah, except no money.
So now if he gets any more, you can bounce him.
Yeah.
So Bernard's walking a tightrope right now?
Yeah, Bernard's walking. Yeah.
You really think his name's Bernard?
No.
Nobody names their kid Bernard anymore.
No, he'd have to be over 100.
I'm trying to think of the last Bernard King. He was playing in the NBA 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Who do you know named Bernard?
Bernard said, "Sorry, Steve."
Oh, you heard?
Well, I'm not taking it back.
You heard him.
Saint Bernard.
St. Bernard. Bernard Fife. Bernard Fife. That's his real name. We just called him Barney for short.
Not taking it back, Bernard. Just leaving it up there.
But yeah, that was.
Well, good. Bernard apologized. He was a man about his ridiculous post.
And then trying to think if there was anything else interesting to come out. I mean, they got to shoot some practice. It was funny, guys tweeting. Here's a picture of Hank Brown throwing the football. Like it was just when I saw that the next step will be interviewing Hank Brown.
I saw somebody posted that at least he uses the laces.
I
As a
didn't
slam
see.
against Cade.
Oh, Cade didn't use the laces.
Hey, Pat, I got a question for you guys. Could you ever see him going to a 16-team playoff, and then all the other bowls go away, but every other team gets 20 extra practices?
If they thought there was enough money in that, I could see that, but I don't think there's enough money in that to wipe out all the other bowls. That's just me. And I don't think they'd want to do something that extreme. But who knows?
There was a game yesterday, I think Suter was talking about it, Alabama State or something like that, where
Arkansas State.
crowd, it looked like there was under 500 people.
Oh, the game in Hawaii. I couldn't find anybody in the stands. They're all at the beach.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see how the playoffs impact the Bulls. But I'm not sure about that. That would seem pretty extreme. It's interesting though.
I think they're going to seed it differently probably next year, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to put all the SEC teams in automatically, so we can just make sure the world is fair. God, I got so tired of Alabama fans showing up on my timeline. Bet this is unfair. Well, don't lose 24-3 at Oklahoma. Don't lose to Vanderbilt.
And don't lose 3 games.
Yeah, don't lose 3 games, including the Vanderbilt and the 6-6 Oklahoma team. You know, God, it just. And Kirk Herbstreit, I lost a little respect for him. He was, ESPN is basically joined at the hip with the SEC.
Absolutely.
And Herbstreit, I mean, he's bitching about Indiana being outclassed, basically made it obvious he didn't think Indiana should be in the playoff. Tennessee gets beat even worse, doesn't say a word. To me, that's just, I was kind of disappointed.
Poor reporting.
I just didn't think that, to me, that's not being objective.
It's being a company.
Well, there's a lot of that.
Guy.
That's a lot of what journalism is these days.
Yeah.
Just doing what you think your audience or your people that sign your checks want to hear. And that's unfortunate.
Now they're investigating streaming sports because people in the stands are betting on the plays before people see them at home.
How much of a delay is there?
About 30 seconds.
Oh, there's some where there's delays. Yeah, I mean, like
that's enough.
I'll be on the phone with a friend of mine, and I'll see some. We'll be watching the same thing, and it's weird, a streaming thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes he gets it 8 seconds before I do. Sometimes I get it 8. It's really weird.
Yeah,
they'll put an end to that, which they should.
Well, they were betting on the game on Netflix. The game's on Netflix this Christmas. And it was 30 to 45 seconds delay.
Wow.
Yeah, they'll have to deal with that. But, yeah, that was Kansas City Chiefs. They played on Netflix. I saw people posting, I can't believe I'm watching an NFL game on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's just wild. I do not have Netflix. And the Chiefs, of course, they won. They're 15-1. They've clinched home field, and it'll be interesting. They're still the team to beat. I know Josh Allen and all them have been red hot this year, but championship still goes through Kansas City.
15-1 is a pretty good record.
But did you ever? I never thought of that before.
No, I hadn't either.
Yeah.
And they'll take care of it though. I think they'll be easily be able to figure out a way to. That's not true and honest gambling. You can't do that.
No, not if you're in this. I mean, if you're in the stands, you're gonna. I don't know how they stop it.
They'll figure out a way because the places aren't going to be paying money for. They're not going to. Because they'll lose money that way.
I mean, so you can bet on the next play.
Evidently,
after it happened, almost like.
Evidently.
See, they're just not. They're going to have to figure.
That was in the, I think the Tribune, either Tribune or the Times. Yeah.
But yeah, the delays are interesting because, like I said, sometimes I get them, and.
Well, here we can have 2 TVs going, and one will be trailing the other one.
And they're showing the same channel?
Yeah, because it's digital.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah. That's interesting, man. Another thing to have to prepare for. Because if that will start affecting the line. If that is allowed to happen, that'll have a huge impact on so many different things. I just can't.
Huge.
The gambling industry, I mean, say what you want. They're not going to allow themselves to be taken advantage of. Do you think so? They'll figure out a way to.
They'll figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
They're not too much money.
Yeah, they'd lose too much money if people are betting after the fact. Hey, I'm going to bet that 10-yard run gains 10 yards. I'm going to put $1,000 down on that. And that just won't be allowed to happen. I'm just like Captain said though. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they'll figure out a way.
They'll kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mobbed up.
All right. So tomorrow, Boston College versus Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yawn?
Well, I mean, I'll watch a little bit of it just to see what's going on with our good friends to the west.
Close friends.
Close friends, yes.
At least it won't be frozen in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, what's the temperature tomorrow?
It's supposed to be like 45.
Wow. Well, it's supposed to be 47 here. It's like humid out.
About the same.
Well,
It's 44 right now.
and then what's tomorrow?
Tomorrow is 51.
So this is going to continue through the rest of December?
It gets the New Year's. No, it gets into the 30s.
But still, I mean,
Yeah.
though, there's going to be there'll be a stretch in late February where it's -10 for like 2 weeks in a row.
Maybe.
But boy, this is one of the
Global warming. We could have.
This
we
is
could
one of the
be
nicest.
sunbathing.
It's hard to remember a nicer November, December weather-wise
they're
combo.
having tornadoes in Texas.
Yeah.
But think about it though, the November December combo
Yeah.
we've had very little cold weather and we've had very little snow. It's been great. And it's going to be in the 60s for the football game, it sounds like, on Monday. Low 60s. Hopefully there's no rain.
So, on a different, see what Jim Larinaga resigned.
Yes, he's the victim of NIL. It was great for him 2 years ago, but now it's not working. And he's 75. I think he realizes, man, I'm in over my head now. It's time to stop.
And I know
He's overwhelmed by NIL.
he is. He said after winning the national championship, he said, very shortly after that, he had 8 players saying they were leaving the program.
When did he win the national championship?
Or maybe he played in the national championship. That's what he said.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they ever won it. I know he led Murray. Didn't he lead? He led a team. I can't remember the team he coached prior. He led them to the Final Four, I thought.
Didn't Miami have a really good run?
Yeah, they did, but they didn't win a national title. But yeah, no, 2 years ago they were really good, and it was because of the portal. And now it's not working. I think they're 4-12 or something, 4-8 or something, and he's bitching about the portal, and that's just the life. If you can't take it, you got to move on. And he is 75 too. I mean, if he was maybe 10 years younger, maybe he'd be willing to fight it a little more. But he's frustrated with the portal.
Well, I don't blame him. If you have eight guys leave your team to get more money,
well, that's
where we're at.
It's the world we live in.
Yep.
That's just the way it is right now. I mean, Marshall lost almost the entire football team to the portal after their coach left. Wisconsin, I think, has lost 23 guys in the portal and gained 14.
Something like that.
I was listening to Doctorman read off the stats on his podcast with Rob Howe that's on Hawkfanatic, and it's who's doing really good in the portal is Minnesota. Yeah, they're doing really good. Iowa's not doing very good, but like what I wrote today, if you thought that Iowa was going to, I get a lot of what the hell are we doing to fix the offense in the portal? They're doing what they can. They're trying, but they don't have a lot to work with right now. People got to realize since 2020, the offense has been a disaster for the most part.
Yes,
and they're suffering from that. The challenge with Tim Lester is he's going to have to do this without star players because he can't get star players until he does it. If that makes sense, he's going to have to do it with what he has. And they're just not going to, like that Mendoza, the quarterback from California that was number 2 in the portal.
Went to Indiana.
He went to Indiana because Indiana's hot right now.
Yeah.
They're an offensive juggernaut, and they're riding high right now. Iowa is damaged goods on offense right now.
They are.
And I don't mean to sound too harsh, but they are. And that you can see it in the portal. And that guy from Rice, once Ohio State offered, that's just like with recruiting. Rarely does Iowa beat Ohio State for anything.
No.
So you knew that guy was going to go to Ohio State.
Yes, you did.
But the questions I get asked the most recently, God, like 3 times at Hy-Vee the other day, is why can't we get any receivers? Well, they're trying, but if you're a receiver, why would you come here right now?
You want to catch the ball.
Yeah, you want to catch the ball downfield.
Yes.
Heading vertical instead of to the side. They've got to fix this, but they can't get the players they want to fix it. So they're going to have to do it. I'm not saying
with the players they can get.
And right now they've got 2 players from the portal. I think they'll still end up with. You got to remember, there's an open window in January. And there's another one in May too.
Yes.
So this is not over.
No.
But most of the good quarterbacks are gone, and now you will have other quarterbacks emerge once spring ball's over, and they don't like how they stack up. And after spring ball, those guys will re-hit the portal. And Lester's going to keep looking nonstop. He has to. But the people that are pissed off because of the quality of what they're getting or the inactivity, it's not from a lack of effort. Tim Lester's work, they're trying.
No,
they just don't have a lot to work with right now. They don't have a lot to sell.
Well, if you were a quality quarterback, would you want to play for Iowa?
Not right now.
No, I wouldn't either.
No. Should we take a break?
We'll take a break.
We'll do it. We'll be right back.
1-800-800 1-800-800-ROSE.
1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country.
1-800-800-ROSE.
It's so easy. Just remember one number, 1-800-800-ROSE, your FTD florist.
1-800-800-ROSE.
Remember,
for a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
When someone is kind enough to share their time with us, we better make it worth their while.
They don't want to do people call it the game, right?
Patrick Gades and Terry Adams of Dairy Brothers Ford talk about what here for you means to them.
You don't have to spend a half a day in our dealership to get that good competitive price. We just want to try to deliver that to you up front.
And that makes me feel good, makes me proud.
Because that's what people want. They want a fair, honest deal.
As far as a statement here for you, we want to not just say it, but live it.
Find out what it means to you at Deary Ford in Iowa City.
GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supple's.net or call them today at 319-337-2246. When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches, and special ribeye and shrimp nights. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
It's that wonderful holiday time of the year. Moments of eating too much, spending time with family, or in some cases, maybe trying to avoid family. However you choose to celebrate, the Diamond Dental team of Dr. Forbes, Kate, Michelle, Michaela, and Kim would like to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and safe holiday. Here's hoping you enjoy every moment of this joyous time of the year. Rest assured, Diamond Dental is here, providing superior care for your entire family during the holiday season and all year long.
Hawkeye fans, you love watching the black and gold. You know Hawkeye Black and Gold. As a Hawkeye fan, there are no better colors than the Hawkeye Black and Gold. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson. When you're buying, selling, or refinancing your property, consider the green and white team, Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Give us a call at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement. The team you love, the people you trust.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
So the holiday season is winding down, and you know what that means. The dreaded chore of taking down the outdoor Christmas lights. The cold, the wind, the tangled cords, the burned out light strands. You can't wait to just shove them into a box and worry about them next year. Wouldn't you rather leave those lights up and customize them for different holidays all year long? Well, now you can with Illumalight's permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illumalight's provides illumination for every occasion, holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course lighting for all your favorite sports. The Illumalight's app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illumalight's LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. For more information about Illumalight's permanent outdoor lighting, go to BigDogTEK.net or give them a call at 319-395-0800. That's 319-395-0800.
Hi, this is Jill Sterner with Sterner Taxidermy in Lone Tree. It's hunting season again, and I'm inviting all of you hunters to follow us on our Facebook page. You can view Dirk's award-winning artistry, his workmanship that he completes with each individual piece. We can be reached at 319-330-1774. Again, 319-330-1774.
Hi, this is Bill Leixenring from the Oxyoke Inn. The Oxyoke Inn is now serving daily. Our Oxyoke family is ready to serve you with the same quality of food and service you've come to trust since 1940. Now serving lunch, dinner, banquets, and carry-out daily with 4 portion sizes. Sundays featuring our famous brunch buffet. You can also order curbside carryout and pies to go online and take the comforting taste of the Oxyoke home to your family's table. Visit oxyokeinn.com for hours, menus, reservations, carryout, specials, and gift cards. From our Oxyoke family to yours, we can't wait to see you again soon. Oxyoke Inn, in the heart of Amana.
From the Harty and Stalker Studios in the heart of the Hawkeye Nation, this is the mighty 1630 KCJJ, Iowa City.
Harty and Stalker Jewelers, making memories, making moments.
Some dense fog this morning. It is going to be cloudy with scattered rain off and on through the day today. We could actually get between 1/4 and 1/2 inch of rain by the time it all winds down late tonight. Our high today, 46. Tonight will drop down to 41 tomorrow. Clouds in the morning. We may see a little sunshine in the afternoon with a high near 50. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a high near 48. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Current temperature 44.
KCJJ weather. Brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply, kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
Video White Hawk in the chat room. Harty and Stalker with Willa Dickens. Great. Will was our scoutmaster.
Willa was?
For Boy Scout Troop 218 out of St. Mary's School.
I think Willa just celebrated his, I think it was 96th birthday.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
God, and he's still going to work every day. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, he looks better than I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's you 20 years from now.
21.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening.
God, I'd be 80.
By the way, the show in difference to Bernard will go now till 1:30. So,
do I have with me here the whole time?
Yeah, the whole time.
And the longer I stay, the more you dock my pay.
Yeah, well.
By the end, I'm giving you money.
Sounds good.
That is a damn good idea.
2 hours into it, I'm handing you bill. You're billing me. But is Bernard still fighting, or you banned him, didn't you?
No, I didn't ban him.
Oh, you didn't ban him?
No.
Have you banned anyone recently?
Yes.
You're not dealing with the nonsense, are you?
No, I didn't ban anyone today.
Bernard was a heartbeat away, though.
Yep. He was
and he knew it.
He was flirting with disaster. Little Molly Hatchet. You big Molly Hatchet fan, Captain?
No. Not really.
No.
I mean, they're okay. It's a rock band. I mean, it's not.
Remember the Bob Pascuzzi that we had on? He was a big Molly Hatchet fan. We always had we didn't see eye to eye on music. He had bad taste, and I had good taste.
It's a rock band.
Flirting with disaster.
I'm traveling down the road. I'm flirting with disaster. Oh, did we just violate YouTube?
Yeah.
They're going to shut us down.
That's the only one I know of by them.
Dreams. Didn't they have a song called? No, I thought they had a song called Dreams. I could be
I don't
wrong, but
remember.
I don't know.
I just wasn't a fan, so I don't.
Nor was I.
I know Flirting with Disaster, and that's it.
Yeah, they got.
What do you guys take to? I mean, I don't think about it. It's a rock band. It's like Foreigner. It's a rock band.
Well, Foreigner, I at least know, like 8 or 9 songs.
Yeah, they all blow.
Well, that may be, but I know them.
Double Vision, Hot Blooded. I want to know what love is.
Yeah.
You played a lot of Foreigner in your day, didn't you?
I played it the other day. I played it this morning.
Which one? Dream On?
No, that's Aerosmith.
Oh, that's Aerosmith. That's right. What'd you play this morning? Double Vision, Hot Blooded?
Probably want to know what love is or whatever.
Well, you got a little Hot Blooded.
I don't even remember.
You got a little Hot Blooded waiting down the line.
It was this morning, and I don't remember.
It was just.
I think it was. I want to know what love is.
Yeah. It was just covering space, right? Is that what you're saying? Filling space.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So speaking of crowds, how will the crowd be in Orlando tomorrow when number 13 Miami plays number 18 Iowa State in the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
It'll be interesting to see how Iowa State travels after playing so poorly in the championship game. My guess is they'll still have 15,000, 20,000 fans down there, don't you think?
Well, it depends. I mean, where was the championship game played? Was it Texas?
I think it was Texas. That's a lot of money.
It is. That's what I'm thinking. I mean,
that is a lot of money. Those are 2 expensive trips.
Yeah.
Pop-Tarts suck.
Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
I'm okay with them. I don't eat them, but I
haven't had one for years.
But I've enjoyed them before.
Oh yeah.
But I get the chocolate one with chocolate frosting. I'm not doing I don't do the
strawberry ones explode.
Yeah, I don't. Just double chocolate. That's Then you're basically it's like eating candy.
I'm not a big chocolate guy, so
yeah, I am.
I just don't like it. It's a bunch of crap.
What, Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
Like I said, and I think they're $5 a box now, so I'm especially not going to get them. They're not cheap.
I don't know. I haven't had Pop-Tarts in years. I just remember that the dough was just soft, and
I remember burning my tongue on. You cook them, and you don't wait long enough, and you bite in, and that stuff. I'm like, I remember doing that a few times as a little kid. But like I said, I haven't had Pop-Tarts in years.
Well, the same with those Hot Pockets. If you have one of those, man, if you bite into that too early, you're in deep S.
Or a Paul Revere's wedgie.
Tommy Lang, everybody.
The Paul Revere's
Paul Revere's wedgies, when I was at Drake, I put on 15 pounds my freshman, sophomore year.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, you get drunk.
Like twice a year, I go to West Liberty and grab one.
And then you order a Paul Revere wedgie at about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. They bring it. It's just this big mess, and you eat it all, and then you fall asleep.
So a Paul Revere wedgie, is that basically a calzone?
It's a calzone, but they have 2 different sizes.
But they were great back then.
They were great. Yeah, they still are.
The Paul Revere's in Des Moines had great pizza. But the one up here, is it
the one
still
in West
around?
Liberty tastes just like the Iowa City one did.
Is the one up here still around?
No.
It was horrible. I don't know what it was, but it had no.
It was ridiculous.
It had no semblance to the Paul Revere's of Des Moines.
When we first moved here, I got ribs from there.
Yeah.
Thinking, well, what? I don't know what they were. Oh, by the way, McRib. I got a McRib the other night.
Would it run away from you?
Huh? They didn't put the sauce or the onions on it.
Well, because they were trying to save you from getting E. coli. They were watching out for you.
It's terrible without the sauce.
But what if it has? It was just a thing of Spam, wasn't it?
Basically.
Well, I was just thinking, without the onions and the sauce, I might even enjoy it.
No,
I was going to say I'd probably enjoy it without the onions.
No, it wasn't good.
I actually came to talk about the Pop-Tart Bowl because Iowa State on their football account teased they're going to wear their black and white jerseys for the game. And somebody mocked up a graphic where they were paying tribute to the cookies and cream Pop-Tart, which is their black and white Pop-Tart.
There you go.
I thought that was pretty creative.
That is creative.
There you go.
I do like Pop-Tarts.
I don't have anything against Pop-Tarts.
You saw the trophy as a toaster, right?
Is it really?
It's an active toaster. It looks like a trophy, but you can put 2 Pop-Tarts in it and cook them. Somebody on ESPN, they let ESPN borrow it, and they were making Pop-Tarts.
So do you think they'll on the
Center.
field afterwards with the winning team, just like they did on Thanksgiving when Detroit Lions, they handed them all turkey leg, and these guys just started gnawing on turkey. That was pretty funny. I thought I got a kick out of that.
Wow. It's too bad because those are two.
It's a toaster.
It's too bad you got. I mean, those are two pretty good football teams playing in something called the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
They corrected me, by the way. I said that on Twitter, and the official account of the Pop-Tart Bowl responded to me and said, no, the trophy isn't a toaster. What was it? It was like, it's not a toaster. It heats things up like toast. And I'm like, it's a toaster. The way they described it, they didn't like me saying that it was a toaster. But it's a toaster.
Oh. Yeah.
It looks like a trophy, but it's a toaster.
Sensitive. You should have said I like Pillsbury strudel more than Pop-Tarts. See what they say to that. The one where you pour the frosting on?
Yeah. Those things suck. Toaster strudel.
That's Pillsbury. And Pop-Tarts are Kellogg's, right?
Yeah.
So is Kellogg's the ultimate sponsor of this bowl? Is that who's?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's who's financing it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld did a movie about it last year.
So is that today or tomorrow?
Pop-Tarts Bowl is tomorrow.
Okay.
It's like 2:30, right?
Yes. So we will be on the road on our way to Nashville, and
Eat some Pop-Tarts on the road.
If we can find it on the radio, we will listen to it.
Now I'm craving a 1982 Paul Revere's wedgie.
They've done their job.
1982 Paul Revere's wedgie, man. Those things were incredible. And we'd watch the Wild Wild West and David Letterman.
Those breadsticks were just dripping in like butter and grease.
Yeah, I didn't do those as much.
Yum.
But the wedge, but their pizza was good too. It was really good.
When we had, that's why I ordered here when I first got here.
I did
the
too.
Pizza in Muscatine, Paul Revere's Pizza, was really good.
Just
the
like
pizza in Iowa
Moines?
City, guys, wasn't very good.
Well, how could it be so different? Don't they get the same ingredients?
You would think, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It was not. I went there one time and I'm like,
no,
this isn't what I ate in Des
No,
Moines.
Paul Revere's was real good. I don't know what the hell those ribs were. They weren't ribs, so I don't know what they were.
Much like your
McRib.
So
did you take it back, or were you already at home?
I was already.
See, I hate it when that happens. But I haven't been to McDonald's, and I haven't gone since the E. coli thing. I'm not purposely staying away. I just haven't gone. I'm sure they're not. Nobody else is getting E. coli now, are they?
No.
Now the big thing is bird flu, right? Didn't somebody in Louisiana have a bad
bird flu? But you got to play with birds.
Well, I eat chicken all the time, and I eat eggs every once in a while. Does that mean I'm susceptible?
Yes.
To bird flu?
Yeah.
You're a goner.
Well, I won't be here tomorrow. Then.
You're a goner, Pat.
I do eat a lot of chicken.
It's a countdown.
I ate chicken wings last night.
Is
Is that Europe?
Yeah.
The final count? I know you guys liked it, and it was a great song, and it was Phil Kennedy.
No, I didn't really like it at all. I didn't get it.
Somebody liked it.
One song.
Would John Bon Jovi, Phil Kinnick, right now?
Yeah, I think.
Probably.
Pretty
We're
much.
close.
I think so.
Yeah.
I would go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go, but I wouldn't be surprised if he filled up Kinnick. There's not one song by Bon Jovi that I like. But he seems like a really nice guy. I just don't like his music.
Yeah.
Same with Huey. I'd put Huey Lewis and Bon Jovi, two guys that seem like they're really good guys, but their music blows in my eyes. I just doesn't.
And I liked them both.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Yeah.
If I had to choose between those two, I'd probably pick Bon Jovi. But man, it'd be.
Bon Jovi's got these restaurants he set up that feeds the homeless.
Yeah, no, he does incredible stuff.
And with good food.
And you saw him save that person from jumping?
Yeah.
No, he seems like
a
really
good dude.
He does
He
seem
is
like
a good dude.
He does seem like a good dude.
Yeah.
So, but no,
Michael Jordan just built another school.
Michael Jordan.
Too. Yeah.
LeBron does it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of
good people.
There's a lot of good people that share their wealth.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron gets a bad rap on X because I think a lot of them, libtard, woke, socialism,
whatever.
And
he does a lot of good.
He does a lot of good.
He does.
And he's incredible. He's almost 40 and still dominated the league. The other night I watched him play, and I'm like, God, the guy's almost 40.
No, he's amazing.
He's amazing. I mean, Tom Brady was great too, but it was different. Tom Brady barely got touched. They had it mastered so much as an offense where lots of times he'd take 2 steps back and throw a 5-yard pass to somebody, and but LeBron
was always open.
LeBron's out there double pumping dunks, and it's incredible what he's still doing. And he's still 6'9", like 280. And it's incredible. It's going to be interesting to see what LeBron does after basketball too. Because I don't think he's going to be one of these guys that just fades away, and I think he will be pretty active.
He'll do good things.
Yeah, I think he will be. I think he will too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think but there's always going to be people that hate him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to stand for certain causes that certain people just don't like.
I'm not a NBA fan at all, but
I'm not really either. I mean,
Wembanyama, is that how you?
He's incredible.
Isn't he incredible?
At 42 and 8, he is incredible. And he's 7'5", and he plays like he's 6'4". Sometimes he plays like Josh Dix, and he's a foot taller.
But it's just so funny to watch him play.
Oh, he is on the verge.
Against some of the guards he plays against.
He is close to being the best. Next year or two, he will be clearly the best player in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, LeBron and Kevin Durant are getting really old, and Jokic is still great, of course, and Giannis. But I think Wembanyama, it's incredible what he's doing. And but yeah, it's funny. LeBron made that remark. Hey, I know I love the NFL, but Christmas is our day. It may be in some ways, but not viewership-wise, because some of these shows, the NBA games all got between like 4 and 6 million viewers, which is pretty good. But the NFL playoff games got, God, I thought I saw one had 24 million, something like that. And the NFL rules.
Yeah,
I mean it rules. I mean it gets more than Caitlin Clark, and that's not easy. The NFL.
Well, that thing on Netflix got like I want to say
the Netflix football
18
game.
million.
Did it really? Wow. Well, that's why they did it.
Yeah, you bet.
That's why they did it, and
I wonder how many people signed up for Netflix just because of that game.
Is
and
it one of those where you can
substantial?
You can sign up monthly.
Yes,
and just cancel. Because man, I still have Peacock, but I can't remember the last time I watched something on Peacock. I just don't even.
Well, and you probably won't, except for the next time a game you want to watch.
And I'm paying $6.99 a month. That's less than a bowl of soup.
Set streaming records. Netflix 2 games averaged 24.2 million.
Wow.
Think about that. Oh yeah, the NFL is king.
That's according to Nielsen. That's not Netflix. That's according to Nielsen.
Which is somewhat accurate.
It peaked at 27 million during Beyonce's performance.
Yeah, I saw she was getting ripped by people for having blonde hair. Did you see that?
Well, not only that, but they're saying that she's doing covers of these unknown songs. It was like the Beatles. It was.
Why are they mad because she had blonde hair?
I don't know.
Who did that offend? Whose grievance was that?
I don't know.
Of all the stuff to stare at Beyonce, why do you have to stare at her hair? There's plenty of other stuff to stare at.
Hello.
Not to sound like an old creepo.
Hey guys, Pat, watch Poker Face on Peacock. It's really good.
Oh, it really is.
What's Poker Face?
Is it back?
No, it's gonna. The second season doesn't start, I think, for about 3 or 4 more months.
What's Poker
The first season, it's a lot like
It's
how do you describe it, Tom?
It's Natasha Lyonne, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's sort of like Rockford Files.
Yes.
Only
she lives in a trailer
like
by the
Rockford
ocean.
Files only with Natasha.
She has a gift where she can tell if somebody's lying or not. So
did Rockford have that gift?
No, but
only with Angel.
It's the same
Yeah.
No, I've heard you guys talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's the same thing as the font's the
Does
same.
she live in a trailer park by the ocean? Or
Well,
trailer?
she was.
She is in a different locale every week.
Yeah.
Okay. They never explain in the
because they're
Rockford.
chasing her.
Do they ever explain in the Rockford Files how he got access to that trailer and how he was able to park it there? I've watched every, and I've never heard them ever address. They never did they? They never really did.
But it's really a good.
It's a good show. It really is.
Okay.
If
Isn't that a song by what's her name?
Yeah.
Yes, Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Poker Face.
But if would be a great show for you to watch as your first show on Netflix, and I really think you would like it.
Yeah, I think you would like it. Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
I will take it into under consideration.
You won't.
No, I probably will. But, we'll just getting
Happy
through,
holidays,
just getting
guys.
through this
Okay,
moment.
thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Good.
Just getting through this moment, Captain.
I'll take that under you won't.
Let's see. The women play Purdue on Sunday. Dallas told me last night he wants to cover that. It's a big game. They can't.
It's their 80th match between Iowa and Purdue.
And that's a game Iowa needs to win at home and should win. Purdue is not.
Yes,
they're not horrible, but they're not the Purdue of old.
We should.
They win that game. Then fans are going to be wondering what the hell's going on.
Well, right now Purdue leads the series 40-39.
Okay.
So
yeah, Purdue and Iowa used to, in the 80s and 90s they battled.
Yeah,
Purdue was a power. Remember Lynn Dunn and
you bet.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. I think Iowa's going to win the game, but you still got to go out and you still got to go out and do it. I mean, they do not want to start obviously 0-2 in Big Ten play.
No,
that would be not good because then you got 18. Then it's going to be. Then you'd have to go 10-6 the rest of the way just to go 10-8.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not.
Yeah.
And
that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, especially since two of their home games. In a way, you almost would rather, in some ways, play UCLA and at least one of them on the road because you can at least mark it down as a road loss. If you lose both of those at home, man, that's hard. That's the risk in doing those at home, especially when you don't have a chance to make up for it.
I don't know that I want to say it's likely they're going to lose those two games, but
it probably is likely.
It's probable.
It's probable that they're going to lose both. And if they don't, UCLA and USC have some explaining to do to their fans. Yeah. And so, but, I mean, the fact that it's here, I give Iowa a chance. And
it gives us a shot.
But I've watched that Juju Watkins play. She's really good. I don't agree.
She really is
George
good.
Karl, remember him, the NBA coach?
Yeah.
He tweeted something out saying that she could probably play in the NBA. What a stupid tweet. I even respond, I'm like, what are you saying? She couldn't play in the NBA. She couldn't even play. No. She wouldn't start for the Iowa men.
No.
She wouldn't start. I mean, I'm not knocking, but there's a big difference. Caitlin Clark couldn't play in the NBA. I don't want people to hate me, but you guys agree with me, right?
Absolutely.
She couldn't play. She couldn't bring the ball up the court in the NBA. You know? I mean, let's just be realistic.
And Caitlin would be the first to tell you that she wouldn't be able to play.
I mean, if
in
Russell
NBA.
Westbrook wanted to put the clamps down on her defensively, she'd have a hell of a time bringing the ball up the court. She would. Or I'm trying to think of who's DeJounte Murray, just some of these tall, athletic, aggressive point guards. I mean, it's just a completely different thing. But I was surprised. I think George Karl did that just for attention. It was a stupid
probably, but yeah, Juju is terrific.
But she's not an NBA player.
No, of course not.
But she's different than Caitlin too. I mean, they're
completely
different. But man, could you imagine them playing together?
Well,
they both would have made each other. I mean, because Juju's that great small forward shooting guard who can create her own shot. Man, if she had Caitlin with,
she's got great hands.
She's got great hands. She can handle the ball. She's very strong. I mean, she's very strong. She's got good leverage when she plays, and she seems like a good kid too. The first time I ever heard her interviewed, she had scored 51 last year, and the announcer teased her about Caitlin Clark and she's like, I'm not going there. Caitlin is. Her performance speaks for. She handled it so classy. She seems like a good kid.
Mm-hmm,
she really does.
And if she stays healthy, she will beat some of Caitlin's records.
If she stays for 4 years.
If she stays for 4 years.
She may not stay for 4 years.
And stays healthy.
Because if the WNBA grows in these next 2 years like we think it might with Caitlin's impact, Juju may say going into her senior year, what the heck, I'm going to go play.
But don't they have to stay for 4 years in college?
I'm not sure what the rule is in the WNBA, but if that is it now, it will change. Trust me.
Oh, there you go.
If the money changes, it will change.
In the chat room on YouTube, Caitlin Clark could absolutely play in the NBA if she was more muscular.
That's a bad take. That's just not. No, that would make
No.
it even harder for her to play, probably, because she would lose some of her quickness and some of her flexibility.
She's only 6 foot.
She's 6 feet tall.
6
She'd be
foot.
she'd be one of the shortest players out there, and with the women, she's one of the taller guards.
No, Caitlin could not play in the NBA. And nobody loves Caitlin more than I do.
And I'm not sure
No,
if I
I
love
mean,
her.
you
I
gotta
mean,
be a real-
and you
gotta
say
be
love,
a
I mean, figure
real-
speculate.
Well, of course.
I know the family. I think it's great. I mean, but I'm just being realistic. I mean, I think her family would be like, this is just a stupid conversation, which it is. We're having a stupid conversation right now.
Have you ever listened to this station?
Well, no, there's a lot of stupidity, and I'm right.
I don't think you.
Yeah, there's a lot of stupidity.
We were your second choice after Poker Face.
But no, that I'm trying to think of who are like the like you imagine Caitlin trying to bring the ball up and go against like Anthony Edwards, against these 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" guards who jump out of the gym and who are long and athletic. It's just a completely different game. You can't compare the two, but you don't need to compare the two.
No.
You know, it's just stupid. And I
We are being watched in San Antonio on
Alamo Bowl.
Yeah.
I missed that bowl. That was a fun bowl.
It sure was.
I covered it, I think. I covered the 93 one. The bowl game sucked, but the trip was fun. It was the first time I was ever down on the Riverwalk.
And the Alamo Bowl could be a good game this year.
The 96 Alamo Bowl was fun, other than it was very tragic. Remember, Diane Mitchell got killed on the way down there in a car crash on the highway. That was very sad. I'll never forget that. Boy, Texas Tech didn't stand a chance in that game. They didn't. And I actually retweeted something yesterday, some X account that does historical football footage showed a couple Cedric Shaw runs in that. Yeah, I forgot how good he was. Man, he was good.
He sure was.
And then what was I covered the 2001 Alamo Bowl. That's when Kurt got up on the podium and said the Hawks are back after they beat Texas Tech again. And I did not cover the 2006 Alamo Bowl when I was still at the press. I'm not sure why I didn't cover that one. And that one turned out to be a good game for Iowa, even though they lost. Remember, that was
a Texas game.
That was a
wasn't it?
terrible season, but they showed something in that bowl game. Now, Texas was the defending national champion, but they're a completely different team.
Wasn't that Colt McCoy's team?
Yeah, they had lost so many players, and Vince Young was gone, and what have you. But it's still, Iowa went into that game. I think they went into that game 6-6.
Yeah.
And it had been a bad season. Remember, Tate got benched at Minnesota for Christensen, and then Christensen threw an interception, which turned out to be a harbinger, didn't it?
Yes, sure
They
did.
got Christensen right out of there. But
That was a great game.
I love the Alamo Bowl. I mean, it was fun.
Jumped out to a 14-0 lead.
And
Actually should have been 21-0.
Yeah, and that media hotel was right at the entrance of the Riverwalk.
Wasn't that great?
You just walked down the steps, and you were at the Riverwalk, and it was. And then the stadium was across the highway. I mean, it was a very convenient
I
setup.
would say that may be my favorite bowl game.
That's probably
experience.
my favorite bowl. Well, the Rose Bowl is hard to top, but I was thinking that just because of how great the food was at the hotel. But for the overall experience, I would say the Alamo Bowl. Now, I will say the 2002 Orange Bowl was a lot of fun. Probably too much fun. I was spending press citizen money.
Is that when we got with you? We got trashed.
Yes, and that was part of the fun.
It was fun.
A lot of. Wasn't healthy, but it was fun. And we were down that press citizen shows you how far the press citizen has fallen. Well, it is 22 years ago, but we sent 4 down there. We sent myself, Rob Howe, his wife. I'm not sure if they were married at the time. She was news side. We sent 2. No, his wife was working in Iowa. We sent myself, Rob Howe, a news side reporter, and a photographer.
Wow.
Press citizen back in 2002. And now that's more. We sent more then to the game than I think they have staff now.
that they have working, yeah.
And I was down there for like 8 or 9 days. But that just shows you how much it's changed. But 22 years is a long time in the life of media now. A lot changes. Sure. And I mean, the rivals in those sites were basically just starting back then. But no, and our hotel was great. It was right on the ocean. And it was just a very convenient setup. There was a bar across the street, the Sand Bar. We ended up getting to know the owners of that, and it was a lot of fun. The game sucked. I still think that Iowa gave up on the running game way too soon, and I think they tried to show that Brad Banks was as good as Carson Palmer, and they threw the ball too much in the second half.
And in that game, he wasn't.
Wasn't the score 10-10 at halftime?
Sure was.
And they gave up on the run. They just had Brad threw the ball too much.
And not only was it 10-10, did we miss a field goal at the end?
I believe
of the first half.
I believe.
Or am I making that up?
I can't remember if they did or not. I'm trying to see if they have any old Bull stuff. And I've got the current.
But it was 10-10 for sure.
I've got the current. Here's the Music City, Iowa Media Guide right here.
Hey.
And they didn't put media clips in it this year, and I asked them why, and they said budget. They just, paper costs money. Everybody's working with a budget. Let's see. I don't see if it doesn't look like they have the other bowl games. But yeah, that's right. I think that may have been the first time I ever met you.
It might have been.
Yeah, that was 2002. And because I remember you came in with Ann and somebody else into the media room at the hotel, but you weren't staying at that hotel, were you? Or
no.
Were you? Where were you guys staying?
I can't remember.
But you weren't staying with. You were staying. Why didn't you stay at the media hotel?
I don't think we were. I don't know.
But you didn't cover the game, though, did you? As a media guy, you went.
Was that we did a thing with Bob Brooks.
Yeah.
And I think that was the Orange Bowls that we did. We did a program with Bob Brooks.
Yes.
So, yes, I sort of covered it.
Were you in the press box?
No.
Okay.
We did it on the grounds of the hotel.
Yeah, I got pictures of that.
Yeah.
I remember covering the huddle thing at the Miami Beach arena where Muhammad Ali, I think it was the same place where he fought Sonny Liston. I think. I could be wrong.
Who did I do that show with? Do you remember, Steve?
Was it Rob Howe?
It might have been.
Yeah.
Rob was working.
Here, so it would have been the second. It would have been the second Orange Bowl because I was here. You
Well, that would have been 2009.
Camp was with you too. Maybe it was Todd.
I think 2009. I may have done it with you. Were you at the 2009 one?
Yeah,
might have been.
Because I was already starting to work with you guys then. I think it was me.
It could have been.
I just don't remember.
I wasn't working here for the first Orange Bowl, and I remember being here when you did that.
I don't remember.
Well, then it must have been.
Wasn't Bob Brooks just like walking by and like Camp pulled him in or something?
I
don't think he was scheduled to be a part of it. He just showed up and started talking to us.
I can't remember. Honestly.
Which is totally Bob
I
Brooks.
just remember doing the show with
I don't remember
with
anything
Bob.
about the 09 Orange Bowl at all.
I remember waiting for
boring game.
What was that guy that you were working with?
Suckermill?
Suckermill. I remember waiting for him to show up.
And it was just an empty chair.
That joke really landed when you stumbled there.
Forever. It was just
it's like my dad.
Empty chair.
Those were the days, weren't they?
Interviewed him like Clint Eastwood at that
You were
convention.
the only one that wanted to come in, and you stayed.
Remember when Clint Eastwood
And now look at me, I can't leave.
Quote, interview Obama at that convention, and it was just an empty chair.
Yeah.
That was us with Ryan. Yeah.
So speaking of the Alamo, what do you think? BYU and Prime, Colorado.
When is that one?
It's tonight.
Oh, that's tonight?
No, tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night at 4:40.
I think
6:30.
I'm going to pick Colorado because all their players are playing, and their best players are insured. They took out insurance policies on Shadir and Travis Hunter.
And my granddaughter's marching in it.
Ah.
She goes to Colorado?
Yeah.
So, no, that could be a good game. BYU's, they've been good at times this year. So, but yeah, we're in the peak of the bowl season right now, and it couldn't be more exciting, could it, Captain?
Well, what
do you think, Ryan?
And when he was in there, he was miserable. Hamilton wasn't too happy to be in there either.
No,
you were the only one.
Oh, no, Hamilton was...
He fought it.
You got outside of wrestling. Oh, I don't know anything about them. I'm a wrestling guy.
He goes, I don't care. Okay. It's going to be a rough half hour.
God, I remember way back in the old days, the first radio I ever did, before I knew you guys, what's his name? Howard Justice?
No, Roy Justice.
Roy Justice.
Oh, Howard Justice was the former Hoover football. He would come in and go up to the boardroom and have this recorder, and me and Newside reporters would go up there and we'd do this, morning, once a week we'd do a morning show with Roy Justice. That was my first radio experience. That was a long time ago. He'd bring his little thing in there and we'd do it. Who was he working for back then?
KXIC.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Back when they had staff.
Yeah.
Now they have nothing, right? Just a computer?
A computer. Laptop in a closet. Literally.
Which is really sad.
It is.
It really is.
Yeah, there's not much radio around here. Hell, there's not really much in Des Moines anymore. Is there?
Got WHO.
Didn't some of that sports radio? Haven't some of those guys? Didn't some of them get laid off?
Yeah. They started a network, and then 2 weeks later, and it's based in Des Moines, and 2 weeks later, they fire half the staff.
Well, that's interesting. Before we go, back when the Press Citizen was trying to figure out a way to survive during, they interviewed there were 2 positions they were interviewing for, and I knew 2 people that they offered the jobs to. I'm not going to say, and I remember telling them I wouldn't take them, guys, because I don't think these jobs are there, because the jobs were being, it was weird, the jobs were being offered in Des Moines, but the people in Iowa City were saying, I don't think those jobs, and luckily both people turned them down, and they're glad they did, because the jobs never came to fruition. They offered them jobs that ended up really not being there. That's just how scrambled things were during those stages when the newspapers were trying to figure out a way to lessen their collapse. Because I went through it all. I mean, it started, the housing crash in 2007 is what started the newspaper demise. But more than anything, it was just the internet, because it took away classified ads.
Yeah.
That's what started the newspaper. It's not the Craigslist, stuff like that. That's when the newspaper started to suffer, because we used to make so much money on classified ads, because that was the place to go.
Craigslist made all the money on porn and dating sites, and then when they got rid of them, you don't even hear about Craigslist.
Oh, Craigslist is like, it's gone. I mean, is it even around anymore?
I don't know.
Don't know.
Yeah, I never hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
But no, you'd walk into the Press Citizen, you'd be greeted by a receptionist, and right behind her were 3 people who sold classifieds all day. That's just all they did, and that was the money. That was the cash flow right there. And now they don't have that luxury anymore.
No.
It's not easy. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to survive by just because I do not want to. You guys, I'm guessing you guys don't miss Google, do you? You miss the money, but you don't miss what it did to your site.
Oh,
right?
it ruined our site.
Yeah. See, I just.
And the money faded.
The money started to fade because people stayed away.
Yeah, because it ruined the site.
Yeah. I wonder if, if you go, all of my competition from Hawk Central to Hawkeye Nation to you go on those sites, they're all the same. It's just you go on there. The Google ads make it so hard to read their stories. You'll read something, you'll be reading something, and all of a sudden some ad will pop up. Next thing you know, you're back up above reading a paragraph that you already read. It's just so annoying.
I don't read stories very much on those sites, so it doesn't happen to be very often.
Do you subscribe? You subscribe to Cakert's site and 247?
And 247.
But if you don't subscribe to the Register, you get like maybe 2 or 3 free ones a month, and that's it.
Yeah.
Do you subscribe to the Gazette, or just?
We get the paper at home.
But do you ever read their stories online?
Seldom.
But when you do, you know what I'm talking about. It's.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Google's got to figure out a way to.
Not just that. I mean, CBS, NBC.
All of them.
All of them. All of them. It just.
Except for Hawkfanatic. Now there's Now, as long as your advertisers pay, you're okay.
Yeah, so
we're pretty lucky there.
Yeah,
I've been lucky until recently, but we'll see. Got to keep the faith.
Hello.
Hey guys, greetings from Cincinnati. How we doing today?
Hey, pretty good, man.
Good. Hey, did you guys ever listen to Sports America Radio when it was up and running?
I did not.
Okay, it was out of Dyersville. And they had some really good people. It's where I first heard Michelle Tafoya. She had a call-in show every week. And then there was a couple of other name guys. And for the life of me, I can't think of the other 2. But I was thinking about that. And then when you guys were talking about first jobs in radio, I worked down at KCRG. And the first Hawkeye game I ever did, I board opped. It was the one where we beat Texas like 55-17 or something like that.
Sure. The Freedom Bowl.
There you go, the Freedom Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah, I was actually board opping that at KCRG. That was my first deal doing any kind of Hawkeye stuff, and that was, for me, that was big time because I was only like 19 or 20 years old. So, anyway, okay, I lost you guys. It got quiet.
No, I was listening.
Oh, yeah, we were listening.
You want us to interrupt?
Yeah.
No, you're fine. Well, usually you guys say something back.
All right.
Here I'm talking, and I got nothing.
All right. I'll say something back. During the Freedom Bowl, that very same game, I was playing, our band was playing down in Treasure Island, Florida, and I was watching that game from the stage as much as I could.
Oh, okay. Well, I was friends with Billy Happel. We went to school together. So my one thing that I have with him is in elementary school, my flag football team beat his. So that was my only claim to fame with Bill Happel.
Who was running KCRG when you were there?
Carl Mann.
Okay.
Carl Mann, and then Randy Lee was also there. He was like the second guy in charge, but Carl Mann was running the station when I was down there. Did you ever run into him at all?
Edna wasn't there?
Edna Herbst?
Oh, yeah. She was doing the TV side. Her and Ed Herbst? Ed Herbst.
She did not
No,
think
it's
I
Edna
was...
Herbst and Ed Lasco. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Ed Lasco.
Yeah.
Right.
She did
Yep,
not
Ed
think
was
I
down
was...
there.
She didn't think I was funny. And I wanted to call the station G16, have the G-men have, she said, any suggestions? I said, yeah, call it G16, the G-men, have Frank Nitti in the morning, and,
I like it.
She didn't like it at all.
I got lucky when I was there, Captain. I got to talk for about 15 minutes to Paul Harvey.
Yeah.
That was one of the coolest conversations I ever had. We were recording something for him, or he was recording something for us, and I was putting it on a reel-to-reel, and I got to sit on the phone with him while he did a few takes of it. But man, that man was so nice.
Paul Harvey was?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh God, he was just the nicest man. I used to love listening, because then I went over to WMT, and when I was there, we were still running, his new news, and then the rest of the story during the 4 o'clock hour. So but having gotten to talk to him that's probably one of the highlights of my radio career.
One of the highlights of my radio career was talking to Ryan Suckamel.
No.
I just get quiet now. I don't know how to respond to that one.
You want me to try to get him on
He won't come.
I think he works at
I thought it would have been more Captain talking to Southern Justice. I thought that was like a highlight.
No, that was not a highlight.
Yeah, I don't believe you'll be hearing old SJ on KCJJ.
I forgot all about him.
Well, hey, Mr. Suter, have a safe trip, and I got the coupon for that little oven deal, so thank you for that, too.
Oh, good. Yeah, we appreciate you playing our auction games. That's great.
Oh, man, that's a good deal on that thing, man. I was looking at those Cuisinarts. That's a heck of a good deal, so thank you for that.
All right, man. Thank you.
You guys have a safe trip down south.
Thank you.
Go Hawks.
Yep.
Right. How's that 10:15
Yeah.
cutoff looking? This thing's we are gonna go till 1:30, aren't we?
Well, you're at the control
How
board.
long?
So
How long is your police route? Is that like an hour?
I don't know.
I've turned you guys on at 11:15, 11:30, and you're still in here festering lots of times and loving every minute of
festering.
it. Festering.
Oh, festering is a good word.
Festering.
And with that,
are we done?
Festering.
So are we doing? What's tomorrow? Is it you, me, and Hunter against the world?
I guess if you want to come in, sure.
I'll come in as long as if anything changes, I'll let you know. I'll turn you guys on and I'll see what kind of vibe you and Hunter are creating around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
So we'll be listening. So don't trash us. Too bad.
Well, we don't trash you as much if it's Hunter, and it's usually bad when it's Tommy, Captain, and me.
Yeah,
you're laughing just even thinking about it.
Well, it usually is worse when it's the three of us. Hunter somehow seems to be sort of a stabilizer. And lots of times when it's Tommy, you and myself, you end up bringing up Suter, and then we start ripping him, and then you throw us under the bus.
Yes.
Hey, how can you guys do that to our beloved co?
Partner. Son of a bitch.
All right. Well, yeah. Everybody have a good Friday. It does not seem like Friday, does it?
I've
Wednesday.
been so off on all the days. I have no idea what
the
day
Wednesday
it is.
Christmas just throws everything off.
Yeah. All right.
All righty then. Thank you for listening, everybody. The police reports with Captain Steve and Tommy Lang are next, and it's the annual best of police reports coming up. Hawkfanatic.com. Check it out. It's free.